Hey guys, here's another hunting video. Finally got out and got a deer up the Tamaki there, Spot X, sorry. So here I am. I just take off all my jersey and things and stay cool as possible when I hunt. And leave my binos on my chest using my harness there. The other thing I do when I do go bush stalking, take the rifle sling off, it just rattles and gets caught in trees, roll it up and chuck it in my pocket. So we just popped into the bush and we allowed about 5-10 minutes for more light to come through so we can see things, and check my optics, made sure they're all sharp, adjusted as needed. So we just found a deer trail in my normal spot, walked up the ridge there, gained to some altitude, and just coming up here you'll see about halfway, we're about halfway up, or a quarter of the way up, halfway. And the bush opens up really nicely in these little guts here. And that's the point where we go up just a little bit more and then start sidling. Just moving really slow, try not to make too much noise, looking around every tree. As Josh James says, you're looking for the Mickey Mouse ears or the funny looking trees. So we're just coming up into a clearing here, just taking our time really slowly, having a really good look. Now here's a bit of a greeny area with a lot of sun, prime location for a deer, and so here we're just coming up to a rise. I'll just wait here for a minute or two and just let the bush settle, as in stop making noise, let the deer get a false sense of security, and then I make my way going over here, and I'm holding a fern to try and break up my whiteness. It's a hard case technique, but yeah, it sort of works, to be honest. So here I'm just looking down below me and then above me as much as I can. Deer have got long necks, so they can see you pretty quickly when you're moving around in their habitat. Here's a spot, nice green lush grass in this little opening in the canopy. Jet was winding here, so I thought it was going to be, I was going to be on some deer, but they weren't there. It was quite confusing, but that wasn't confusing. I mean, once we got here, there was two directions the deer could have gone, low or high, and I've got a motto: you always go high. Once you're high, you can always go down easier, but when you're down, you make a lot of noise coming back up, so always go high. There's that demonstration here, see on the right, bit of a trail that goes down there. There's one behind those trees just there. So we're just coming into the last little gut here before we come onto my clearing that I look at. Now notice right in front of me there's that tree branch that's been chewed. Jet was winding here, so we wanted to go further up, and there's also some droppings, so I'm having a really good look, slowed right down and having a really good look. It was about there that the camera died, GoPro, but I saw them 60 yards through the bush and I followed them, and then eventually there they were right in front of me at 15 yards. I mewed, and there they popped out 5 yards, shot it. Here's a bit of a knife sharpening video section. So this is a whetstone, soak it in water. This is just a normal Victorinox 6-inch knife from Huntfish or your local sports store. Just really soft. The stone's grit does all the work. So I was just feeling for a feather there after I sharpened it, and then drawing straight back, edge trailing to remove any burr. Now I've gone to my primary edge, which is measured by half of my thumb, and then edge straight down, and just really soft pushing forward, and then a little bit more firmer dragging back. Here I put my thumb on the back of the edge, and just feeling for a nice spiky edge, which will be obviously sharp. And a paper test will just show you where any points where there could be a burr or a bad edge. Right, here's another bit. A really cool bit. I've been waiting to get a deer to try and show you guys. It's a bit of boning. Here I'm quartering the deer. I'm trying to do the same principles of sheep boning. It worked okay. I should have fleeced the shoulder off just there instead of take it off as a quarter. That's the only part I would have done differently. And I wouldn't mind a bandsaw. So just showing you the different sections. We've got the racks, loins, and then the legs, chumps, the leg, hind shank. Just pulling this flap away, fleecing the bone there. Now just cutting the loin. For some reason the backbone was broken, and that's why the projectile was in the back. I shot it through the shoulder, and the projectile deviated and went straight up into the spine. It's amazing what they can do. So here I just finished up quartering. Good old hacksaw, pretty hoary, but does the job. That's the shoulder I hit. Pretty screwed. I carried it out whole. Here we are, just going down the backbone there. And then you lay it on the side and fleece the ribs. It's really hard because there's not much fat on the venison. Unless you almost freeze it, then it could be easier. Mucking around here. It's just so fiddly. Not enough fat. So you work your way, fleece the bone, and just go back to where you were when you just mark the backbone. Not the best sort of a job. Got it off anyway. Dogs will enjoy gnawing on that. So here's the shoulder. This was the left shoulder. So boning is a game of pulling and pushing with your knife. So you just want to pull with your left hand and cut with your right. Now the flat bit of the shoulder bone is sticking up here, so you just want to follow that along. Close to the bone as you can. Try not to cut the bone with the edge. So just using the tip and the belly of the knife here. You're going to just mark down the sides and in the shoulder blade, which you'll see soon. Going around the joint. Most fiddly bit. Look that off. Yeah, I'm just coming down marking that properly again. Just hoping that it would come off cleanly. And once you've marked that, you flip it over. So there's the spatula, I think it's called, or the spicula or whatever it is on the backbone, on the shoulder blade, and just come down. And you want to come down over that bone, come over the joint, mark straight down. And then because you've marked on the other side, you just flick that off. Actually cut the shoulder blade off there just to show you what you can do. It's all marked there, just grab that bone. No, just marking a bit more. Mark over that bone, and then you can just pull. Comes off pretty cleanly, except that that little bit there, which is just obviously didn't mark it or marked it too much. we're taking out tenderloins here on the upper loin. It's only 2 in a deer, but on an animal, they're alright for a little bit of a fry up. The back steaks, of course, is considered one of the best cuts. You just want to get this really clean, so just marking down the backbone on either side. Just using your tip, you just want to work your way, pulling and pushing with your knife, flicking it off. This is my attempt at making racks, which isn't ideal. I need a bandsaw, man, and a deer with a bit of fat. This deer was not in great condition. Backbone was sticking out. Anyway, I got the main backbone out, and then just fleecing the bones. First time ever trying to make racks out of venison. And as you'll see, it didn't turn out that great, so maybe next time. So when you're stealing, you're just absolutely just like a feather, just soft as, and you get a much better result. Do not do it fast or hard. So here I'm just going to take the silver skin off the loin, cut down, grab the silver skin, and just push with your knife. Here's everyone's favourite bit, everyone wants to do H-boning pretty well. So here you just want to take 3 dabs at the main sort of 45-degree hip bone, come down and mark the tenderloins, around the pin bone and open the socket, and there's a tendon behind that socket, so you just want to nick that and then just go straight down the tailbone, and here pull it until the H-bone bone is still attached to the leg, and just cut it off there. So pulling with your left hand, straight in, down, mark the tenderloins, round the pin bone, socket, tendon, yep, and straight to the tailbone. It'll come off clean as. And the tenderloins didn't get marked that great. Same again, not much fat. Just illustrating there of what you have to do. Just showing my mate. He's already done butchery and things, but it was a few while ago. To show him a few tricks, particularly with the leg, boning the shoulder out, which you'll see soon. So here, cut the hind shank off, cut the chump off, which is like the rump. Yeah, I'll show you that. So you cut the chump off, hind shank off. Just to show you guys how to do tunnel bone. So taking the bone out, you might have seen on Facebook, he has a bit of a hit, and he like tunnel boned the lamb, and then like pulled his arm up and sprinkled salt on it. So this is how you do it. Just trimming off some dried meat that was exposed. So I cut the chump off. Try not to hit the bone, the ball joint. It's just blunted my knife. It's all good now. So here you had the ball joint, so you want to mark round the ball joint, not very far in, maybe 1 to 2 mil, clean as possible, not that hard. It's just quite difficult to mark such a big big leg with not much fat. So along the bottom, the back of the bottom of the bone there, come in, mark that there's a tendon there. There's 2 tendons on the back of that. Come around like the knee joint. Mark the other side. Just making sure I got the second tendon on the left side. And you'll put your thumb in that joint and just twist away. It should come out pretty clean. Not the best, but pretty good, pretty quick and easy to bone it out. There should be a gland up in there, which isn't best to have in there, but doesn't matter too much. It's just a bit of a tasteless, horrible meat. And here's another version, as most will know. Take the chump off, or you can leave it on. Just give it another trim. So this one's just this is called slash boning. So you just poke it in halfway down that bone and just slash it open. Just keep cutting. Quite close to the bone, don't cut into the meat too much. I'll mark the other side and then just go around and then hard up against the bone there, up under that joint. So you marked all the tendons and you pull. Similar sort of results. A little bit quicker, but you just don't have the option of maybe doing a nice tunnel bone roast, things like that. Just giving it a bit of trim, taking the white vein and fat out in the gland. So once you've slash boned it, you can pretty much section bone from here. So here you'll see me just pulling away from the sinew. And simple things, just like butterfly steak them, and you just dice it up and maybe mince it, or sausages and everything like that. Do whatever you want. Butterfly steaks works well. It's so versatile. You can do whatever you want later. We'll leave it as a big slab. I hope this guys helps out the new hunter. Maybe someone who doesn't know how to butcher a deer or any animal. You could apply this to a lamb or sheep, or even a cow, but it's just a much bigger version. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later.